This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 14th day of April, in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley, thanking you for joining us, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The government and the opposition have approved the names of 5 persons who will serve on the new Public Procurement Commission. Attorney at Law and President of the Guyana Bar Association, Pauline Chase, Joel Bagwandin, Rajnawine Singh, Berkeley Wickham, and Diana Rajkumar will sit as new commissioners on the Public Procurement Commission. 3 of the nominees came from the government side, while the other 2 were nominated by the opposition. The nomination required a 2/3 majority vote before approval. Both sides in the House offered their full support to the motion for the nominations to go through. Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and opposition member of Parliament, German Figuera, thanked the last Procurement Commission for setting the groundwork for the new commission to be in place. He reminded the National Assembly that it was under the former APNU-AFC government that the Public Procurement Commission became operational and started to do real work. Mr. Figuera said the government needs to now honor its obligations to the former members of the past Public Procurement Commission, who are still to be paid outstanding monies.
It is my hope that good sense would prevail, and those former members, Mr. Speaker, can be given the rightly deserved dues. Mr. Speaker, it is important to bring this House that it was under the coalition administration that this commission, this very important constitutional commission, became realized.
Meanwhile, in making the case for the Public Procurement Commission, Governance Minister Gail Teixeira highlighted the importance of the commission to transparency, noting that a country cannot go on longer without the commission being in place.
So that we have had 2 years, almost 2 years without a PPC. And I believe that in the process that we went through, I think we have found some very good Guyanese to be able to take on this responsibility and continue the work of the former PPC.
The Public Procurement Commission has not been in place since October of 2019. Its responsibilities include monitoring public procurement to ensure the principles of fairness, equity, value for money, and competition are upheld, and to ensure the procedures of public procurement are executed in accordance with the laws of Guyana. More news coming up in just a moment.
Ready, set, go! You cannot afford to miss the excitement of GTT's Easter Supermarket Sweepstake promotion that runs now until April 11, 2022. Simply activate any data plan, pay any GTT bill via MMG, top up $1,000 or more on MMG or via any GTT retail store or agent to enter for a chance to win a supermarket sweep at a major supermarket. First prize, get a chance to sweep up $150,000 in groceries. Second prize, you can grab up to $100,000 in groceries. And for the third prize, you can sweep up to $50,000 in groceries. So what are you waiting for? It's time for you to enter the GTT Supermarket Sweepstake promotion now. Promotion ends April 11, 2022. See press for more details. GTT, together we connect to this Easter season. Together we rise.
The Ministry of Education is making a significant investment in the education system to distribute textbooks to every primary school pupil to support them at school and at home. So students and parents, please take good care of the textbooks loaned to you and remember to return them at the end of the school year so that the next batch of students can use them. Before collecting the textbooks, parents will sign a contract promising to ensure the books are kept in good condition and to return them. Parents will be required to pay the cost to replace or repair any of the lost or damaged books. So let's do the right thing and use the books wisely so that as many students can benefit across Guyana. A message from the Ministry of Education.
Laughter is the best medicine to relieve some of your stress. Cigars and Cognac, Eco Bar and Lounge presents Comedy Tuesdays this and every Tuesday, featuring Chow Pao, Mark Edwards and others. If that's not enough, come sing your heart's content at our Karaoke Wednesdays. Every Wednesday is a song-filled Wednesday with lots of prizes to be won. Or enjoy our Cocktail Thursdays, the Cigars and Cognac way, with over a dozen mixtures to choose from. Buy one cocktail and get the other one free, with entertainment provided by Gully Raps. Don't waste another Friday night. Kickstart your weekend at Cigars and Cognac, Champagne City. Bottle special all night on Moet and Bel Air Rosé as top DJs entertain the house to keep the vibes pumping as the champagne flows. This and every Friday, Champagne City. Come, enjoy the vibes at your favorite entertainment spot. Laugh, have a beer, enjoy mouth-watering cutters at Cigars and Cognac. For reservations, call 678-4792.
Live your fantasy at Fantasy Gaming Lounge. Win big daily. Millions in cash prizes every week. Now located at Giftland Mall, Fantasy Gaming Lounge, the best bet in town.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
In his maiden speech to the National Assembly as opposition leader, Aubrey Norton hammered the PP civic government as being a government that has no interest in democracy, democratic practices, and the rule of law. Mr. Norton was at the time making his contribution to the government's motion to change a quorum that is needed for a meeting of the Public Accounts Committee to take place. The government eventually used its majority to pass the motion. But before that was done, Mr. Norton reminded the National Assembly that many of the changes that the government has been making in the Assembly are against good governance and the rule of law.
The things they are doing, they are seeking to destroy democracy. Ask the Honorable Member Dharam Lal. You know why he couldn't answer the question? He couldn't answer the question because he doesn't believe in law. And he knows that his practice of not having those internal elections are anti-democratic, and all they do is to serve to give him domination and control, which he should not have.
The opposition leader also argued that government should allow its motions and bills to be examined properly by stakeholders and not rush through the National Assembly without consultation. He said even civil society is being ignored by the government.
We have got to recommit to democracy. We have got to recommit to democracy. Democracy presupposes the involvement of people and being responsive to them. Mr. Speaker, in the Davies report, it is well established that there is a place for civil society.
The opposition believes that by changing the requirements for a quorum for the Public Accounts Committee to meet, the government can now stymie the work of the committee by its members simply staying away from the meeting. Under the previous rule, once 3 members of the PAC were present, regardless of whether they were from government or opposition, those 3 members formed the quorum and allowed the committee's work to move on. With the new rule, 5 members will have to be present, 2 from the government side and 2 from the opposition side, along with the chairman of the PAC. The Public Accounts Committee is the most powerful parliamentary committee and is responsible for scrutinizing all of government's spending. A 29-year-old woman from Temeri who stabbed the 4-year-old daughter of her girlfriend during a row with the girlfriend was today charged for attempted murder of the child, but she was granted bail in the sum of $150,000. The accused, Padmini Dwarka of Cemetery Road, Temeri, appeared at the Diamond Magistrates Court where the attempted murder charge was read to her. It is alleged that the accused, who shared a relationship with the child's mother, got into an argument with the woman, and during the argument, the woman started to pack her belongings to move out with the child. The child was reportedly in the hands of the mother when Dwarka attacked with a knife, resulting in the child being stabbed to the abdomen. The child was rushed to the hospital and survived the injury. Dwarka was immediately arrested after surrendering to the police. She will make her next court appearance later this month. A 40-year-old Mahdia minibus driver and his 5 passengers were arrested on Wednesday evening after more than 40 pounds of marijuana was found in the man's minibus at Yarrow Capra along the Linden-Suze-Dyke Highway. The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit in a statement identified the driver as Nelvern Isaacs. Kanu did not release the names of the arrested passengers. However, the agency explained that it acted on a tip-off and was able to intercept the bus along the Linden-Suze-Dyke Highway. A search of the minibus unearthed 19 parcels of marijuana hidden in pieces of sponge with a total weight of 19.5 kilograms, just over 40 pounds. Kanu said the driver and his passengers were immediately arrested and escorted to the Kanu headquarters for questioning, where they remain. The Drug Enforcement Agency said the seized marijuana has a street value of 6 million Guyana dollars. While the number of active COVID-19 cases remain low in the country and the number of new infections is also low, the Ministry of Health is still encouraging citizens to safeguard themselves, especially over the long Easter holiday weekend, as they attend various events and return to the parks for kite flying. Since the start of this month, Guyana has only recorded 105 new cases of COVID-19 and 2 deaths. There are currently 100 active cases, with just 1 person in the COVID-19 intensive care unit. On Wednesday, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said persons still need to complete their vaccination process.
Vaccination certainly plays a big role in controlling the pandemic. And we have to keep encouraging people to get vaccinated. Now, we know from the vaccines that we've been using that after 5 to 6 months, there's a drop in immunity. But at 5 to 6 months, we also have booster doses that are available. So if you're in that category where you would have exceeded that 5 to 6 months period, then come back and get a booster dose because it is available. So one way of protecting ourselves is to make sure that we take vaccines.
There is a 20% gap between persons who took a first dose of one of the COVID-19 vaccines and those who are fully vaccinated. The Minister of Health said citizens should not let their guards down and they need to continue practicing the safety measures as other variants of the virus are already hitting other countries.
The waves are not just about the Americas. Globally, you will have different waves of COVID-19. And again, the virus, as we should know by now, mutates. Omicron itself, you have different subvariants. You have a BA1, you have a BA1.1, you have a BA2, you have a BA3. More recently, the South Africans have been able to identify specimens of a BA4 and a BA5. So these are variants, subvariants that are emerging. And it's anybody's guess how, how diseases would, how the cases would develop.
Guyana has seen a big decline in the COVID-19 spread over the past 2 months. It is believed that a high vaccination rate may be responsible for that decline. Well, as kite flying returns after an absence of 2 years because of the COVID-19 pandemic, local kite makers are hoping to cash in, and they have been spending time this Easter perfecting their craft. A variety of local and foreign-made kites are on the market. However, the local kite makers believe citizens should embrace tradition and support made-in-Guyana kites with their purchases this year.
We're supposed to support locally made kite because it's a work of art. Gotta put a lot of energy and effort and love into these kites to bring them to what they is. Yeah, once you want to get a nice neat kite, you gotta do it with love. Yeah, because if you don't like what you're doing, you ain't gonna do nothing right. You ain't gonna do it right.
That's kite maker Maurice Prince. He has been involved in kite making for over 30 years and he plies his trade in the busy Regent Street area. Mr. Prince explained that the way kite making is done locally, it's a tradition that the country needs to embrace and hold on to.
Remember now, kite flying is a Guyanese tradition that goes back way back. So You can get into fly the kite and eating the little nice little cook-up rice and the little sauce and whatsoever it, playing the little cricket with the family and all them way. The people them miss that whole lot because we really and truly, I never could remember nothing that stopped at Easter in Guyana.
Another kite maker, Floyd Glasgow, said he too is happy with the return of kite flying this year. He said his business took a hit over the past 2 years because of the COVID-19 lockdown, and he's hoping that with the country now reopened, customers will return to support the locally made kites.
I'm not promoting board kites, I'm promoting flying kites. We culture kites, we craft kites, we Guyanese culture kite, singing engine. I promote that. Yeah, because you enjoy your fly and you're hearing it singing. You know, no part of the world don't make singing engine. Only Guyana we make singing engine. Anywhere you go, you see a kite here, but Guyana we got singing engine. Now you enjoy your fly.
The local kite makers said while they have seen many people going for cheaper plastic kites from China, they would like to remind them that it is important to teach their children about the Guyanese culture of kite making and the kite flying tradition, and support local.
Laughter is the best medicine to relieve some of your stress. Cigars and Cognac, Eco Bar and Lounge presents Comedy Tuesdays. This and every Tuesday, featuring Chow Pao, Mark Edwards and others. If that's not enough, come sing your heart's content at our Karaoke Wednesdays. Every Wednesday is a song-filled Wednesday with lots of prizes to be won. Or enjoy our Cocktail Thursdays, the Cigars and Cognac way, with over a dozen mixtures to choose from. Buy one cocktail and get the other one free, with entertainment provided by Gully Raps. Don't waste another Friday night. Kickstart your weekend at Cigars and Cognac, Champagne City. Bottle special all night on Moet and Belair Rosé as top DJs entertain the house to keep the vibes pumping as the champagne flows. This and every Friday, Champagne City. Come enjoy the vibes at your favorite entertainment spot. Laugh, have a beer, enjoy mouth-watering cutters at Cigars and Cognac. For reservations, call 678-4792.
Every day a new style come again. Tell it to your enemy and tell it to your friend. Watch Guyanese girl, them a hurtle, and them a do it in a circle. Watch me, missing each and every year. Flashback come again. Tell it to your enemy and tell it to your friend. Well, if you're ready for the party, yeah then. Flashback, tell them a the trend. Follow me sing. This are not butterfly nor no bees. No girl can whine like Guyanese. Watch the young them a do it in a circle. Guyanese girls them a dance in a circle. Tell me I say no, I make a band. You know I sound boy killer I represent the Golden Smile family. You know say flashback old school party. You know say oh the vibes is plenty. Slow down.
Live your fantasy at Fantasy Gaming Lounge. Win big daily. Millions in cash prizes every week. Now located at Giftland Mall, Fantasy Gaming Lounge, the best bet in town.
The Ministry of Education is making a significant investment in the education system to distribute textbooks to every primary school pupil to support them at school and at home. So students and parents, please take good care of the textbooks loaned to you and remember to return them at the end of the school year so that the next batch of students can use them. Before collecting the textbooks, parents will sign a contract promising to ensure the books are kept in good condition and to return them. Parents will be required to pay the cost to replace or repair any of the lost or damaged books. So let's do the right thing and use the books wisely so that as many students can benefit across Guyana. A message from the Ministry of Education.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guile Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Across the region tonight in Trinidad, the cabinet there has stopped the award of a contract for a national closed-circuit television network in Trinidad and Tobago to the Irish-owned telecommunications provider Digicel, and it has referred the evaluation and its outcome to the new Attorney General. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley made a disclosure to the Express on Monday in written responses to questions sent to him. The Prime Minister was asked to confirm that majority state-owned telecommunications services of Trinidad and Tobago submitted a bid for the contract that was substantially less than Digicel, but that the national company was disqualified over technical reasons. The Prime Minister was also asked why the government issued a letter of award to a company in which it has no equity interest when a company in which it does have an equity interest is capable of doing the same job. In response, the Prime Minister said those are the same questions that the government is asking, and they have stopped any award and have referred the evaluation and its outcome to the Attorney General. He said that was done about 2 weeks ago. The Ministry of National Security in Trinidad issued a request for proposals back in January of last year for the design, supply, and installation of a dedicated data connectivity solution to support the national CCTV network. Brazil has granted 59 exploratory blocks of oil and natural gas license to 13 companies, including Shell and Total Energies. The auction totaled more than $90 million in signature bonus, registering a premium of 854.84%, according to data from the country's oil regulator. The areas that were sold are located in 6 Brazilian states and will result in investments of millions of US dollars in the exploratory phase of the contract. Shell Brazil was granted 6 blocks in one region, while Total Energies won 2 areas in the same area. The Brazilian company 3R Petroleum got 6 areas in another basin. In a statement, Shell said the auction represented another milestone in its focus on Brazil, a country that accounts for about 13% of its global oil and gas production. With the new acquisitions, the company now holds more than 30 oil and gas contracts in Brazil. And finally tonight, international news. France's 2 rivals for the presidency have traded accusations after a woman was manhandled for protesting against far-right candidate Marine Le Pen's ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin. The protester was dragged along the floor after she held up a heart-shaped sign showing Ms. Le Pen meeting the Russian leader in 2017. Hitting back at critics, Ms. Le Pen said people should be outraged that election press conferences could be disrupted. The vote will be held on the 24th of April. Marine Le Pen, leader of the national rally, came runner-up to Emmanuel Macron in the first round of the elections, held last Sunday. But opinion polls say she is only a few points behind the incumbent president in the race for the runoff. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight and this week. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable Easter weekend. Catch you back here on Tuesday.